Gorgeous Aries, this is Debs, and we're here, of course, for your reading for August 2026. Lovely to be with you, Aries. Thank you guys for being here. Much appreciated. Now, Aries, in a meditation, I had to laugh because I felt a bit sorry for you guys. First of all, I felt an overwhelming sense of exhaustion, and I was absolutely fine when I went into meditation for your reading. I thought, blimey, I feel as if I've worked, 24 hours a day for the last 3 weeks. I just felt so tired. I then saw somebody holding up a single straw, a single cream straw, as if they just picked it up from the ground, from a field, and they just dropped it. When I came out of meditation, Aries, I heard the old song by David Bowie, Under Pressure. Go figure, Aries, right? I feel, guys, as if you might have felt as if you've been struggling uphill for the last, God knows how long, months, it felt like. I feel, Aries, you may believe that if somebody gives you something else to do or something else to cope with, it's kind of going to be the last straw because you are under too much pressure, Aries. Very simple visualization, okay? So whatever this is for you, whether or not this is relationship pressure, family pressure, financial issues, whether or not this is you thinking, I just want to walk out of my job, or I just want to close down this business and live in a little hut in the middle of nowhere. I don't care if I don't have anything around me. I can't do this anymore. There's a sense of, I just want to let it go. But I don't think you're going to, because the energy I felt when I came out of meditation was, it's not going to last forever. So Aries, you may be pushing yourself to get something done, to sort out a situation, to try and reach some kind of equilibrium, because if you can achieve that, you can then spend time on yourself. You can then begin to relax, right? It could be as simple, Aries, as you working really, really hard at the moment, if this is work, career, finances, because you want to go and enjoy your holiday. You could be working overtime because they're going to pay you a bit more money, right? Whatever this is, guys, you're feeling under pressure. You're feeling under pressure, my beautiful Aries. So here we go, guys. Let's get into this. Archangel Michael, thank you for joining us. This is the reading for my Aries. What do we have for Aries, please? Thank you, Michael. How weird. I'm hearing the term butt naked, not a stitch of clothes on. Aries, I don't know whether there's something here about you wanting to strip everything down to the bare bones. If this is finances, okay, I'm not buying this, I'm not buying that, I'm saving this money, I'm saving that money. You could be a bit stressed about finances. Or maybe, Aries, this is you just wanting to simplify your life, feeling as if you're having to deal with so much and it's beginning to weigh you down, right? Surely life should be simpler. Surely I shouldn't be having to deal with all this. I'm hearing crap. Okay. All right. So let's see what comes through. Yeah, I'm hearing that David Bowie song, Under Pressure. Okay, do forgive my aircon unit. It does make funny noises. I promise you it's not me. Okay, so the deck is the Tarot of Mystical Moments. I'm still offering 50% off all of my readings for a limited time only, probably up until end of September time, probably. So if you fancy a reading, you can take advantage of that. If you want to join the channel, the join button is there. Just press the black join button. Membership information will come through, $5.99 a month, okay? If you want to see all the decks I use, everything is listed. So, here we go. All right. The World. Yes. Aries, you may feel a bit lopsided. I don't know, I'm looking at these two boards. You may feel, oh, I just want to go back to bed again. Just take 5 minutes to sit on the sofa. Do I have to get up? Okay. Yeah, Aries, I feel as if You're already feeling as if you want to wind down when actually you can't because you've got too much to do. Bless you. Okay. Alrighty. Queen of Swords. Yeah, there's almost the energy of, okay, is there anyone here to help me? What are they doing over there? Can they help me? Yeah. You may feel like taking off in a hot air balloon. Oh, I just want to get out of here. But is anyone going to know if I just, disconnect? Maybe I should make an excuse and call in sick, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Yeah, Aries, it's as if, I just want this done. Alrighty. Okay. You're tired, guys. In the past, the 9 of Wands. Yes, you might have felt, God, this is an uphill battle. I feel exhausted. You might have felt as if you had too much to cope with, or you might have felt, Aries, as if you had a lot of responsibility that you simply didn't want to take on, but you might not have had a choice. This is you way down in the past, so God knows how you're feeling now, right? The Hierophant. You might have sought spiritual advice. You might have prayed to the divine, oh my God, I need a break, or I need something to happen, or I need a miracle, because I'm so tired, I don't know how long I can keep going for, is what I'm hearing. There might have been a bit of a stressful situation with a Taurian for some of you. Or with the energy of the Hierophant, you might have simply sought wise counsel from someone that was a mentor or somebody that you trusted in confidence. I really need to talk to you, right? In your thoughts now, Aries, is the Ace of Pentacles. Why do I feel, guys, as if you just want to drop this burden and begin all over again? I mean, this is the equivalent, Aries, of you finding yourself really stressed out in a job. You might be realizing that you just can't do this anymore. You may be thinking even of early retirement if you are of that age. With the energy of the Ace of Pentacles, this is you symbolically thinking, oh, you know what? I'm going to sell this house because I really can't afford the mortgage. I'm going to buy a tiny one-bed flat that costs next to nothing. I'm going to simplify my life so I can work part-time, something like that. Or I can retire early. The energy coming through, Aries, is I can't deal with all this anymore. I want to start completely from scratch. I don't need anything big. I can live somewhere tiny. I don't need all this stuff around me. I can sell it. You're changing your mindset. Aries, you might have had a lot that you wanted to accomplish. This might have been you thinking, okay, right, good. I'm getting there. I'm really hoping that I can get to the point where I have paid off a mortgage of a lovely 3-bedroom house, somewhere decent. Aries, you may be halfway there thinking, you know what? I don't need a 3-bedroom house. No. If you've got kids, Aries, you may be thinking we can cope with a 2-bedroom house. Oh, and does it really need to be in this area? Because this is an expensive area. Oh, this mortgage is killing me. I mean, whatever you're dealing with here, it's as if you want to jack it all in and start afresh. And it's not, Aries, because you desperately need a change. You have to somehow find a way of lifting the pressure. You have to somehow find a way of taking the pressure off you, offloading the burden. In the immediate future, guys, yes, look at that. Interesting. 6 of Swords. I don't think you're there yet. This could be you dreaming of heading off and living on a desert island, Aries. Is this you thinking, I want to airlift myself out of this horrible, stressful job. I want to go off and live on an island somewhere. Aries. I get it, guys. I mean, this is you just feeling overwhelmed with a burden. Because you and I both know, Aries, that if you did actually jack everything in and you tried to sort of go off and live in a hut somewhere, you'd be really uncomfortable and you probably look back thinking that was the biggest mistake of my life. I miss my nice kitchen. I miss wearing decent clothes. I miss having a supermarket down the road. I miss my comforts, right? You know, Aries, that is not actually what you really want to do. I think, guys, you're fantasizing because you are just so tired. You're so tired. Okay. In your fears, the sun. Oh, Aries, you may be fearing enlightenment, that you can't do this yet. You can't take your foot off the gas yet. But you're almost afraid of stepping into the energy of happiness. No, can't take a break. I can't think about a holiday yet. Or no, I've got to keep going, got to keep pushing on. I can deal with this. I can. When actually, Aries, I think you're played out, guys. And I'm not being depressing. This is just me looking at these energies thinking, Aries, you are so tired. I mean, you sat in the Nine of Wands in the past, so God knows how you're feeling now. If you're a masculine, you may feel as if a Queen of Swords is kind of cracking the whip. Come on, Aries, you need to keep working. We've got a mortgage to pay. If you're a feminine, Aries, you're sat at the Queen of Swords. You are totally disconnected from your emotion. It's as if you are in zombie land. You are in zombie land, Aries. You're getting up, you're looking at emails, you're working, you're getting home, right? You're looking at emails again, and then you're falling into bed. And that has been your routine. That's what I'm feeling here. In the environment, guys, we have the Four of Wands. Aries, for some of you, you may be looking at other people around you thinking, God, they're so lucky, right? There may be a slight resentment. I mean, you know, if you are walking down the street and you see a couple in a lovely 4x4 thinking, oh yeah, she probably doesn't have to work. He probably pays all the bills. She can probably put her feet up in the morning, nice and relaxed. And you're there carrying a heavy work bag, squeezing yourself onto the train or a bus thinking, God, you know, this life is tough. I mean, whatever this is for you, Aries, you may feel as if somehow you've ended up with a short straw. I could be dealing with somebody single here, maybe, who just hasn't met the right person. I could be dealing with somebody who is coupled up, but it may feel, Aries, you're under much more pressure because you may be having to financially support a partner. Or it may be that you've got just a very full life. You're with a partner who cares about you, but you may be running around like a headless chicken trying to take care of 3 small kids and work. I mean, whatever your situation is, you're played out, guys. And this is you thinking, I don't really care where I live anymore. I just want to take the pressure off. Can I live somewhere cheaper? What is the cheapest area in the world, right? You may be thinking, I need a break. I'm getting all the stuttering, guys. Whoever is in the environment, Aries, is thinking about a property, a house, a home. This could be somebody trying to give you advice and you may be feeling a bit peed off. Yeah, it's all right for you. You got a husband taking care of you. Or it's all right for you because, you know, you got a full bank account. You can basically take a break whenever you want to. You don't have to worry about bringing in money. There's a little bit of resentment here, I have to be honest. In your hopes, guys, Page of Cups. Yeah. What I'm getting here is you fantasizing about saying to someone, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Is that all right? Yeah. Okay. I'm off now. Bye now. Bye. Yeah. I don't think I'll be back. Bye now. And just going. Just going. Aries, if you are a crazy busy mom with kids, single or partnered up, you may be dreaming of a week off by yourself in a spa, no kids, for a week. You may be dreaming of that. If you are single, Aries, and you are simply working yourself to the bone, this is you thinking, I would love to be in a situation where I say to my clients, I am really sorry, but I'm closing down. Yeah, I've decided to move into early retirement. Yeah, lovely meeting you. Have a great life. And just closing down a business. It might be, if you've been working 7 days a week as an entrepreneur, you've just been dreaming of that. But Aries, you may know that you just can't do that. You can't do that. You may have a lot of financial responsibilities. Okay. This could be you simply feeling as if you'd love to take early retirement, but you may be putting in extra time at the office because what you're thinking about is, I need that bonus, I need that pay rise, I've got to keep working really, really hard for the next 5 years or the next 10 years so that when I do retire, I don't look back thinking I should have brought in a bit more money before I left my job. And the outcome, guys, Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, Aries. This is you dreaming of a new chapter. This is you starting a new chapter that is going to blossom, Aries. You seem to be looking at the Ace of Pentacles. This is very interesting. You are looking across at you looking at the Ace of Pentacles. You may be seriously considering a move to somewhere cheaper, to a house that's smaller, downsizing. It could be, Aries, this is you feeling as if you are creative enough, you might be able to pull in the same amount of money but work part-time, or you may be able to start changing your routine if you're an entrepreneur to enable you to take every weekend off. And I mean a full weekend to relax. You may try and do something to be able to achieve that. Because if you're an entrepreneur, I'm definitely getting the impression, Aries, you may be working 7 days a week. You might have pushed yourself out of fear of financial loss. You might have pushed yourself to keep ahead of the competition. But what you're recognizing is you just can't carry on like this, Aries, because you're going to make yourself ill. And I'm not being depressing, guys. This is how this reading is coming through. And you do not want to be in that situation. Clarification for you, 3 of Pentacles. Aries, you might have been working really hard in order to clear a mortgage, in order to build up reserves. You might have thought about going into partnership with someone because Aries, again, 4 of Swords, you are exhausted. You are exhausted. This could be you dreaming, you know, if you're single, of being with a partner who has a good job, simply so that there's 2 of you carrying the load, there's 2 of you paying the mortgage, there's 2 of you paying the gas and electric, there's 2 of you running a car. I mean, whatever this is, this could be you just dreaming of somebody working with you, a partner by your side to take the pressure off, Aries. Now, whoever is sat in the 4 of Wands, you might be looking at this person feeling a bit jealous. And that's absolutely normal. They seem to be very happy. They're coupled up. They're in a nice house, lovely and stable. You're there hanging in thin air thinking, oh my God, you know, where am I going to put down roots? I'm exhausted. You know, when can I take the pressure off myself? Whoever this person is or people are, yeah, 2 of Cups. Okay. Okay. The 6 of Pentacles. Yeah. What I'm getting here, Aries, is you looking at people around you. Oh, okay, well, this person's nice and stable because they've got someone to pay half the mortgage, or they don't have to pay the mortgage at all. Their husband pays the mortgage. Oh, and look, they're loved up. Somebody to cook for them in the evening when they're exhausted when they come home. Yes, yes, they seem to be getting on really well. How lovely. Equal give and take relationship. Aries, I think you are beginning to look at other people in your environment and just feeling a little resentful. And that, I think, is telling me that you need someone to help you carry the load. You need someone to help you carry the load. If you are a masculine, you may be in a codependent relationship where your wife doesn't work. And this is you thinking, well, I love my wife, but you know, it's me, it's up to me, that's it. And you may feel sick and tired of that. You may be dreaming, Aries, of your wife getting a super duper, you know, high paid job, but thinking, yeah, she wouldn't want to do that. If, Aries, this is you as a single female, It may well be that you're looking at couples on the street or couples out and about. They got fabulous cars. They drive home to beautiful houses. And this is you thinking, how did I find myself single, having to struggle to keep a roof over my head at my age? You could be over 40, Aries, right? Whether or not this is you divorced, whether or not you never married, this is simply you looking at other people, looking at people in your environment, thinking, everybody else seems to have it really good except me, you know? But Aries, I don't think that's the case. I mean, everything's relative, guys. Everything's relative. I think this is just telling me that you are overtired. So, guys, underneath the deck, 10 of Wands, Aries, you're going from the 9 of Wands to the 10 of Wands. This is you thinking, I can't do this much longer. I need to find a way of releasing this burden, right? I just can't do this any longer. Because, Aries, you may even be getting testy with people. You may be getting very short with people. Don't waste my time. I'm too busy. I can't talk to you now. I've got a lot to do. Yeah, no, can you speak to somebody else, please? Because I've got no time to look at this. Ooh, Aries, you may be just realizing that you're in fight or flight. Realizing that you've completely cut off from your emotions, you're in zombie land because you're so damn tired. Yeah. But Aries, I feel the light at the end of the tunnel for you is you are going to find a creative way of taking the pressure off yourself. And I think, Aries, once you accomplish that, and it could be something very small, it could be a small shift in your routine to a very big life change, whatever you are deciding to do, whatever the Ace of Wands is for you, once you step into that new energy, I don't think you're ever going to look back. This is brand new for you. So guys, you're sitting thinking about the world. Everything seems to be a bit lopsided, okay? You may be dealing with a Queen of Swords, Aries. You may be dealing with a partner who, you know, wants you to go for that promotion. She wants you to go for that pay rise. You know, she's keeping an eye on you, Aries, making sure that you're working. And this is you thinking, I wish she'd get off my back. I'm doing the best I can. If you're a feminine, Aries, this is you in the Queen of Swords mode. You're completely disconnected from your emotions. And what you're looking at is, I just need to take a break. Is there anyone around me who can help me? Is there anyone around me who is willing to take off this load or help me release the pressure here? Because I'm exhausted. So, Archangel Michael, tell us about the world and the Queen of Swords. Yeah, Aries, 5 of Cups. Just not feeling terribly excited about life, not feeling inspired, right? Feeling a bit testy with people. Yes, Page of Swords. Feeling a bit sharp with people. I really don't have time to talk, right? Yeah, no, sorry, I'm really busy. Yeah, so can you ask somebody else, please? Can't deal with any more right now. I'm just getting a little bit of a sort of leave me alone type energy, Aries, because you are so tired. You can't see how you can take your foot off the gas. This is you thinking, I can't see an end to this. Is there an end to this? You know? That's what you're stressed out about. Yeah, Aries, you're putting on a brave face, right? You may be doing very well in your career, zooming up the career ladder. You could have a really successful business. You're making out as if, yeah, it's easy, no problem. But underneath, Aries, you're there thinking, please just airlift me to an island. I'm so tired. Emperor. So you could be a masculine, Aries, feeling as if I've got to make out as if I can cope with all this. I can cope with my duties, responsibilities. I can make sure my family's provided for. I can make sure my boss is happy. I can make sure my business is successful. But Aries, this is you just feeling as if you're playing a part rather than doing what you really want to do. If you are a feminine, Aries, you may feel as if you'd love to meet an emperor. You'd love, you know, for you to meet an emperor and get married, have someone by your side. But this is you thinking, I'm working so damn long. The hours I'm working are crazy. I don't have time to go and socialise. You know, so it's kind of a catch-22. I've got to work overtime in order to bring in enough money to keep a roof over my head, but I'm working so many hours, I don't have any time to go out and socialise. And when I do, I look exhausted. Oh, guys. Yeah. Bless you. Aries. The Death card, Scorpio. You need massive change in your life, guys. Because you don't feel yourself. This is what I'm getting. You just don't feel you anymore. I mean, where's the passion? Where's the excitement about life? Where's the positive energy? Where's the enthusiasm? It's just not here, guys. And you're a fire sign. So let's have a look at the Nine of Wands. You were feeling very stressed, very tired. Just got to keep going, says Aries. Just got to keep going. Ace of Swords. You knew the truth. You might have told yourself, okay, once I reach a certain level, or once I get to this point in my life, or once I make this amount of money, or once I've got on the housing ladder or paid off my mortgage, I can begin to feel a bit less stressed. You told yourself a truth, Aries, but I don't think that break happened. I just don't think it did. I don't think it did. You might have been aiming to sort of pull back a little bit after 6 months or a year. I don't think you did. Yeah, no, Page of Wands, you kept pushing it to the future. Okay, right, I've got to keep working for another 6 months or another 5 years. Okay, I've got just got to keep going. Yeah, Page of Wands. You kept looking at you moving down a very different path, more relaxed, doing something a lot more creative, feeling a sense of freedom, feeling enthusiastic about life again. You were looking for the path. But Aries, what you recognized was, I just have to keep going. I can't stop yet. I can't get out of this yet, right? Got to keep going. Eight of Pentacles, got to keep going. So you might have reached certain points in your life, Aries, and thought, okay, am I nearly there? Am I able to change my life, alter my career, move into a different phase in my life, begin to relax a little bit? But I don't think you could. You just had to keep going, guys. You had to keep going. With the energy of the Hierophant, you might have sought advice from a Taurian, or you might have sort of sat yourself down, connected with your spirituality and thought, okay, let's get real with myself. Because the Hierophant is all about rules, regulations, following everything to a T. This is you thinking, I have to keep going in my routine. But you may have sought advice from someone that you respected. You might have sought advice from somebody you respected. Nine of Swords, yeah, you might have said to someone, can I have a word? Because you know what? Nine of Swords, I'm not sleeping at night. I'm not sleeping at night. I need to get out of this routine. I can't carry on like this much longer. The Emperor again, okay. I'm coping with too much responsibility. It's all on me, right? What did you tell yourself in the immediate past? Yeah, the Chariot. Okay. I've just got to keep going, keep plodding along, right? Gotta keep going, Aries. I jest with you guys, but this is you. Usually the Chariot is fast movement forward, victory and success. But guys, you're going at a snail's pace because you're too tired. You may be finding it difficult to concentrate, or you might have done in the immediate past. What you're thinking about now, Aries, is, oh, I need everything to change. I want to walk out of my job. I want to say to my partner, I'm really sorry, but we're going to live in a van for the next 10 years. We're going to sell the house so I can take a 6-month break. Aries, whatever situation you're in, this is you thinking about planting something new. Let's simplify. Let's bring everything right down to the minimum. What could I live on? You may be thinking about uprooting and moving, Aries. You may be feeling, well, you know, the only reason that I've taken on this high-paid job is because I've got a super expensive mortgage. You may be changing the way you're thinking, Aries. Yeah. Yeah. This is you going outside, gazing up at the moon, thinking, I could live anywhere in the world. I keep hearing, where is the cheapest place to live in the world? Aries, for some of you, you may be feeling, I just want to drop everything and go off and live somewhere super cheap. You know? So I reduce my living expenses down to the absolute minimum so I can take the pressure off myself. For Aries, you may know that it's just pie in the sky, right? You may know it's just you dreaming, the star. Yeah. This is you thinking, oh, I'd love to just drop everything and go off and live somewhere really tiny. Could I do that? Could I do that? Is it possible? I mean, this is you dreaming, Aries, of you being able to relax, to have the time to relax. Yeah. The Eight of Wands. I feel, Aries, you're just wanting to lift off out of your situation to find a place of peace. You may even be quietly talking to a friend about this. You know, this is you meeting a friend for coffee and saying, God, I'd love to just hand in my notice. Or, wow, I'm really thinking of moving to a completely different area in the middle of nowhere. But I don't think you're actually wanting to do that. I think if somebody said to you, okay, Aries, all right, we'll go off and live on an island then. Or go and buy yourself a massive van and work from your van. Give up your 9 to 5. I think you might freak out. You are creating fantasies in your head because, Aries, you're sort of clutching at straws here. How can I move myself into a place where I don't have this pressure? Yeah, 7 of Wands. Yeah, you just want to get out of this, whatever this is. Whatever you feel burdened by. Yeah. You may be talking to someone, and if somebody says to you, or somebody said to you, could be a friend of yours, okay, Aries, will go and do it. You may then have been very defensive with them. Well, you know I can't do it. You know I've got responsibilities. I'd love to be able to do it, but I can't. And then thought to yourself, why am I being a bit off with my mate? It's only because I'm stressed. And you might have found yourself apologizing. I'm sorry. I'm just, you know. Yeah, there's a lot of pressure here, guys. Now, in the immediate future, 6 of Swords, you're thinking, how can I just uproot and move myself somewhere nice and calm? We got a palm tree there, right? But you're sat in this black cloud. I just don't know what to do here. Meanwhile, you are looking with a little bit of resentment at couples that seem to be happy, seem to have a lot of financial stability, seem to be living a good life. And you're there thinking, I'd love to be in that situation. And you may be feeling a bit cross. How come that is not me, right? So, Archangel Michael, when do we have the 6 of Swords and the 4 of Wands for Aries? Thank you, Michael. 17th of September, interesting date, okay. 17th of September, pointing forward, 24th of September, 12th of November, 28th of November, 4th of December. I'm seeing somebody scrolling through a diary with red pen. I'm actually seeing 3 weeks. Are you taking a very, very long break in December? You might be. It might be, Aries, this is you thinking, I'm going to push on for the rest of the year, and then come November, I'm going to make sure I have a really good break. I don't know, Aries, whether or not your work relates to seasonal work, so you have to work until the end of the year, or whether or not, Aries, you're thinking, I'm not going to have a holiday in August or September. I'm going to carry on working, pull in as much as I can, do as much as I can, but then when it comes to December, I'm going to have a proper break. Let's have a look, Aries, at whomever is sat in the Four of Wands. This could be you just looking around you. Oh, yes, they're in love. Great. You know, lucky them. They're probably living in a beautiful house. They don't have any financial worries. Yeah, they can probably afford to go off and have lovely holidays, have tea out with people on a Sunday, and you're there just feeling a bit cross. Why is that not me? Right? What happened? King of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah. So this is someone who is stable. This is someone with money. And yeah, and we have the female counterpart, King and Queen of Pentacles, in the Four of Wands. And there's you, Aries, thinking, wow, be so nice to be with somebody to help me carry the load, to give me a hug at the end of a difficult day, to say, don't worry, darling, you know, I will pay the gas bill. You're just feeling, for some reason, Aries, you've managed to get yourself into a situation where you have to deal with a lot of stress. And you're looking around at other people, other couples, thinking, why aren't I in that situation? King of Swords. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. I mean, Aries, what you're thinking about is, yes, and they've probably got investments all tied up. They've probably got ISA this and life assurance plan that and money in this account and money in that account. Aries, this is you just looking around you, feeling life has been tough for some reason. But you're also sort of thinking, why wasn't that me? Why didn't I end up living that life? What happened, right? What's your energy, Aries? Six of Swords. You're sort of hovering in midair, psychologically thinking, oh, I feel as if I should put down roots somewhere else. But where would that be? Wheel of Destiny. This is you trying to figure out what a new cycle would look like. So whether or not you're male or female, Aries, you're trying to get yourself into a phase of life where you're under a lot less pressure. The Moon. But you're afraid of changing your life or changing what has been up until now a tiring but maybe very stable routine. You're afraid that if you change that, everything's going to start feeling very unstable. And so you're hanging on to your job. You're still working 7 days a week, legal contract. You're desperately feeling as if you need balance. But this is you not quite sure how to achieve that. You're looking at options, Seven of Cups. You're looking at options of how to bring balance to your life. Seven of Pentacles. Whilst, Aries, you hang on to your savings. For some of you, you might be looking back at the past thinking, wow, you know what? I should have taken my love life more seriously 10 years ago. Or you might be looking back thinking, I spent money I shouldn't have spent a while ago. Now I'm having to work really hard just to keep my head above water. But Aries, everything happens for a reason, guys, you know? I mean, if you're looking back thinking, why did I do this? Why didn't I do that? You were meant not to do that thing, or you were meant to take a course of action as part of your soul contract. So even if you're looking back thinking, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that, I should have done more of that, what was meant to be happened, Aries. Everything that happened in your life up until now was pre-written. And you agreed to this before you came to this earth. That was your soul contract. So think about that. And some people have to go through more lessons than others for soul growth. And it may seem unfair. It may seem a bit unfair, Aries. What are you thinking about? Anything else? Guys, yeah. Five of Pentacles. Why am I on my own? Why haven't I met the right person? Why am I struggling financially? Aries. I actually think I'm connecting with a single Aries, male or female, who is just feeling as if life hasn't been kind. Bless you guys. And I want to give you a hug out there. What is the energy between you and whomever you are looking at in your environment? What is the energy? The Strength card. I'm hearing them and us. Interesting. Them and us. Aries, this could be you, you know, simply struggling in a little flat, or you're struggling trying to pay your mortgage. And this is you, you know, sometimes passing neighbours on the street who might live in a beautiful big 4-bedroom house. She drives a gorgeous car. He always looks suited and booted. They've got great kids. And this is you thinking, wow. Again, I'm hearing, why wasn't that me? Them and us. Okay. You may be feeling a bit like that. So Aries, what you're fearing is the sun. Maybe enlightenment, that it's all up to you. If you're not happy, Aries, it's all up to you. You need to make that change. You could be fearing stepping into a place of happiness, Aries, and doing something drastic. Because maybe up until now, you've been afraid to rock the boat, afraid that you put yourself in a very unstable situation. What you're hoping is to kind of say to somebody, yeah, I'm sorry, but I can't do this because of that. Or I'm sorry, but I need to hand in my notice. Or I'm sorry, I have to close down this business. You're actually hoping, Aries, but you know it's a fish in a cup. I think you know you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't risk doing that. But this is, again, you in dream state because you're zombified, right? And the outcome, guys, is beautiful because with the Ace of Wands, this is actually you stepping into your inspiration. This is you finding a way to spend more time on doing things that you love. Or this is you finding a way of being creative to lessen your outgoing substantially so you don't have to stress so much and maybe work so hard. This is you finding a way around your situation. You might be considering uprooting and moving for some of you if your situation's changed, okay? If you're recognizing that you're only working so hard because you got a whopping mortgage, this is you thinking, okay, well, maybe it's time to get out of the situation. Maybe it's time to sell up and buy somewhere really, really small. Mortgage is going to be halved. You may be thinking along those lines, Aries. For others of you, this is you thinking, what can I do creatively to bring in more money so I can drop something that I've become really bored at doing? You're going to be able to achieve this, Aries. Now, I'm not telling you what this is because everybody has different lives, but you are going to be inspired to start a brand new cycle. Yes. Yes, you're going to be inspired, Aries, to start a brand new cycle where your ship is going to come in. Now, there could be an indication here, Aries, that you are going to have to embrace big change. We have a 3, that is change. It may be, Aries, this is you even contemplating, as I said, a move. It could even be across the water for some of you. Who are you talking to in the future about this? A Queen of Wands. You may be talking to a Queen of Wands about this. Or Aries, this could be you if you're a feminine. Anything else here? The Hermit. You may be talking to a Virgo. Or Aries, this is you pulling back and doing a lot of thinking about how to change your situation so you can release the pressure. This is what this reading's all about for you. This is what this is all about, Aries, this reading. You just need a break here. You need to embrace change here. Knight of Pentacles, you're telling someone this has been a long time coming. I have been thinking about doing this for the longest time. And I've shied away from doing this before because I didn't want to sabotage my situation. It could even be financially, Aries. And you're talking to somebody about the past, or Aries, you are simply sat in nostalgia thinking about simpler times, maybe even as far back as childhood. You know, when I was a kid, or when I was a teenager, or when I was at college, or life just seemed easier, less stressed, less responsibility, right? Yeah. Tell us more. The Fool. And Aries, you're going to go for it. Now, for some of you, you may be deciding to bite the bullet and go back to your roots. This could be you in a super duper high flying job in the city, and this is you thinking, all I want to do is find a tiny little flat in the little village that I used to grow up in, or I want to land myself on my parents at age 40 plus because I just can't do this anymore. You may be talking to people from your past, or you could be talking to parents, or you could be considering somehow going back to your roots. There's a sense of familiarity and comfort you want to surround yourself with, Aries, because, again, this would be a way of you releasing the pressure. So, guys, we could carry on, but we're nearly at 50 minutes in or something similar to that. So I'm going to leave the reading there. Everybody's situation will be different, but what I see you doing, Aries, okay, is seriously thinking about a big change, possibly uprooting and moving. This is you talking to someone about this. Could be a fellow fire sign, or this is you. Could be a Virgo, could be a Scorpio, could be a Cancerian. We've got Taurian energy here. Whoever you are communicating with, what you're saying is, this has been a long time coming. I've been thinking about doing this for quite a while, but I didn't want to sabotage the situation I was in. But I've been reminiscing about the past, and I think I'm ready to do something drastic in order to take the pressure off. So that is what you're going to do, and you're going to be inspired to do this. All right, Enchanted Forest. Archangel Michael, what advice and guidance do we have from the universe for my Aries? Thank you, Michael. Life is a gift. Okay, yes, Aries, make the most of every day if you can. Life is unfolding for you, so seize the day and make the most of every chance to be true to yourself and live your life to the fullest. It's time to cut out all the noise. It's time to cut out all the noise, Aries. This could be you wanting to leave the city for a very quiet town, or wanting to get out of a noisy town and live in a village. There's a sense of you desperately needing a change of lifestyle. And I think, Aries, you are going to be able to achieve that. Okay? So, I am leaving it there. I hope that's helped. Do let me know if this resonated for you. Drop me a comment down below. Take care of you guys, and of course I'm sending love and light your way and many blessings. Bye, Aries.